now. Takes a dribble or two. Next up, receives the ball, spins, and lays it in. That worked. Rogers back to the back of the line.
He gets the points.
I'm gonna say it.
Another point.
There it is. Oh, backs him down. Nice points.
Gets the points.
Anything? We good? We're good.
You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Until the world, I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna sing.
On a brisk day here in Medford, the Connecticut College Camels travel to Cousins to take on the Jumbos in their home gym. The Jumbos had a rocky start to their season, starting with 2-7, but since then have gone 7-2 in their last 9 games with the return of their senior big man, Luke Rogers. Last night, Rogers posted a double-double, the Jumbos' dominant win over the Trinity Bantams, and today they'll face off against a Connecticut College team that sits at 8-8 and 3-4 in the NESCAC. I'm Sam Brill, and I'm going to be joined here by Scott Blatt on the color commentary. And Scott, what do the Camels need to do to upset the Jumbos in their home gym here?
Well, it's really like you mentioned. It starts and ends with Luke Rogers. As you said, it's really been a season of 2 parts. First part without Luke Rogers. Jumbos go 2-7, look frankly pretty lost out there. But since his return, they've gone 7-2, evening themselves back up at 9-9. And it's all about the offense, and it's flowing through him. They've completely changed their game back to what we're accustomed to with Luke Rogers on the floor, and as you can see, it's made a world of difference. He's right back to leading them in scoring, rebounds per game. He's actually averaging a double-double. He's also averaging well over 2 blocks a game as well. He's doing it all out there, and if you're Conn College, you have to stop him because the Jumbos not only rely on him to score, but rely on him to distribute, to really run the entire offense when he's out there. You got to stop him or you don't really have a chance.
That's right, Scott. And Rogers, of course, only one of 5 players on the floor. So can you walk me through our marquee matchup today?
Yeah, and it's actually not going to be Rogers today. The Jumbos have a lot of weapons out there. And it's also about, who Conn College brings to the floor. And that's going to be Jaron Flynn squaring up against Tyler Aronson. We see both of them as very shifty players. They can create their own shot. Jaron Flynn leading the Camels in scoring over 15 points a game right up there with Luke Rogers himself. It'll be interesting to see that matchup. How can they guard against each other, take away each other's shot? Because both of them can get hot in a flash and lead their team to victory.
That's right, Scott. And we talked about it. The Jumbos last night taking a win from the Bantams in their home gym in pretty dominant fashion. And the Connecticut College team faced off against Bates, a team that the Jumbos beat by just 1 on a last-second layup by Dylan Thorner. So both teams playing the second leg of a back-to-back. We could see some different minutes management and a couple of fatigue here.
Absolutely.
It's late in the season. It's a NESCAC matchup, and of course you love to see the intensity, but with just a couple seconds left before the national anthem, both teams getting set to square off, could be a little bit more fatigue. We could see some lower shooting percentages.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what the coaches do.
To the Connecticut College Camels. At this time, please rise and move your caps and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed by the Tufts University Pep Band.
Now we're going to get to the starting lineups for you. They're going to start with Connecticut College. We talked a little about pregame that it's going to be Jaron Flynn, but we're starting first with Cam Shanefield, one of the younger guards on this team. He's been incredible for the Connecticut College Camels, averaging in double figures, and there's Flynn. Of course, we expected him, but Shanefield and Flynn could be a dangerous combination for this team for quite some time. A sophomore and a freshman as David Murray, the sophomore combo forward center, comes out along with Ben Rice, the forward, and number 40, Andrew Hartel, the center, and a freshman, of course. Scott, this is a much younger team than the Jumbos. Jumbos have a little bit more experience.
Right, and it's interesting because, of course, taking last year off, you don't really have that much experience playing against the Jumbos, and vice versa, the Jumbos playing against this roster. It'll be interesting to see, how that shapes out.
Yeah, and of course you have a new coach, Tim Sweeney, started in 2019, so a lot of these players are products of his own. These are his recruits, so finally being able to build that program from the bottom up is something that you love to see in college basketball, especially the NESCAC, a league that has been very strong so far this year. A couple of teams receiving votes to be ranked in the top 25. So, of course, love to see the conference improving overall as we get our starters now for the Jumbos. It's going to be Will Brady, Tyler Aronson, Dylan Thorner, Brennan Morris, and, of course, Luke Rogers, number 32, the Jumbo Big, who's been doing it all for them since his return 9 games ago.
One thing we talked about is, as Rogers has come back, the one thing we've kept an eye out is those turnovers. He and the rest of the team still struggle a bit with the turnovers. And yesterday, Conn College had over 20 points off turnovers in their game against Bates. So that's one area that, if you're the Jumbos, you want to tamper down because Conn College can exploit that. And fast break points off turnovers can really let a game get away from you really quickly.
That's right, Scott. And this Connecticut College team actually leads the NESCAC in steals. So forcing the turnover and really being quick with your hands is something that we're going to see quite a bit from this Camels squad. Of course, going up against the dynamic guards of Brady, Thorner, and Aronson. So we'll see how well they're able to protect the ball. As we get set now for the opening tip, it's going to be Rogers and Hartel. Hartel pushes off Rogers, but secures the opening tip, and it's going to be Shanefield on this first possession for Connecticut College. Guarded tightly by Aronson. The Jumbos start in a man defense. Thorner guarding around the perimeter. That's Rice. Rice on the drive. All wrapped up down there, but it's tipped out by the Jumbos.
Good rotation by Luke Rogers. He's the one who gets the tip there. Not going to show up on the stat sheet, but you can see the presence down low that's already leaving an imprint.
That's right. Superior rim protection that the Jumbos get from Rogers. As the Jumbos tip it out, but off the hands of Ben Rice, it's going to head in the Jumbo direction.
This is what we talked about with the Jumbos playing their game, and they like to play slow, giving up 38 points yesterday. They're okay with, a grinded-out game. That fits their style, and it's a good start if you're the Jumbos.
Yeah, and Connecticut College giving the Jumbos a little bit of a different look defensively. Now Brady swings around to Morris. Morris drives. Brady the long three, but just off the back iron, it's going to be taken away by Rice. Finds Shanefield. Shanefield now starting for Conn College. Nice shifty move, but blocked. Now the Jumbos running in transition, controlling the pace so far. Aronson slows up, finds Brady. Morris passes up the open look and looks inside for Rogers. Rogers kicks out, but that pass is tipped. Now Shanefield. They can push. There's Flynn. Flynn driving hard at the hoop, fouled, but can't get it to go.
Well, on the other end, what do we talk about? Rogers, and it's not necessarily his fault down there. He takes a tough double team in a tough spot. But, yeah, you're right. They've come out in a different defensive formation I think the Jumbos are used to, trying to deny Rogers the ball. They double team him immediately. You can see it made a difference.
That's right, and, of course, guarding the passing lanes early. Now Shanefield swings it around. There's Rice. Flynn. Flynn guarded tightly by Thorner and tipped away, had its pocket picked. Now Brady. Aronson in transition. Pulls it back out. Jumbo's going to control the pace once again. Aronson on the wing, directing traffic. Finds Rogers on the low block. Nice move from Rogers, but can't get it to go. And off the leg of David Murray, it's going to stay Jumbo's ball.
Really appreciated the hustle from Luke Rogers there. The fast break didn't yield anything, but he was running right with the rest of his team. He was really hustling, and you can see it there. Again, not going to show up on the stat sheet, but he keeps the possession alive. Jumbos get another ball, possession out of it.
That's right. These guards are doing a good job of getting that ball to Rogers, and Rogers a better job of getting into the open space as Flynn takes the easy layup off the glass, and the Jumbos are going to get a sub immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a sloppy game on both sides. What was that, 3 turnovers for the Jumbos, I believe 2 now as well for the Camels. And this is kind of what we expected, a lot of defensive energy early. That should favor the Jumbos in the long run, but right now they really got to settle in offensively. I don't think they were prepared for the defensive look, which appears to me it looks like a 2-3 or kind of a bit of a loose 2-3 down on the blocks, but the Camels are doing a really good job covering the ball and really rotating, putting pressure on the ball handler because the Jumbos like to play in the half court. They like to make their passes, wind down the shot clock, look for their look. Camels aren't letting them do that. It's a really good start. And the Jumbos, I think that's why you see that timeout early. They need to break that.
That's right, and Carson Cohen entering for Dylan Thorner, so a little less size but a little more quickness. Cohen's going to handle the ball and bring it up for the Jumbos with with Aronson as well. 5 turnovers already in fewer than 2 minutes of play. Now Aronson handling, directing traffic once again. Up top he drives and pulls it back out. Thorner getting set to check back in already, though. Aronson directing traffic late in the shot clock and taken away by Conn College. But a nice hustle play from Cohen. Conn College controls it and immediately swarmed, but they're going to get a foul on Cohen.
So on that last possession, the Jumbos didn't get the ball inside the perimeter until attempt even to get inside the perimeter until 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and it led to a turnover. That's not going to fly. Doesn't matter what kind of defense is being played. You got to get the ball inside early.
That's right, and Coach Linton pulling Aronson aside now, letting him know this is how we got to run our offense today, a little bit of a different look. Now Morris guarding on Shanefield. Nice move out there from Rice. He drives over Morris. Can't get it to go, and Rogers on the rebound. Now Thorner in transition. Has an open Brady. Finds him. Brady one dribble, but can't get the 3 ball to fall. Shanefield on the board. Still only 2 points, 3 minutes gone now. Shanefield handling for Conn College. Looking to get that ball inside, but instead passes around the perimeter. Now Flynn. Nice move up top back to Shanefield. Shanefield, nice move. Steps back from the elbow, but can't get it to go once again, and Thorner on the board. Thorner pushing the pace, finds Rogers. Rogers, push from behind, gets the basket, but no call.
Could have been an and one. Looks a bit light. I think the refs let it go, but yeah, good finish by Rogers.
Nice deny from Dylan Thorner. The Jumbos have numbers now, 2-on-2. Nice drive from Brady, but can't hit the layup. It's going to stay Jumbo's ball.
Yeah, I mean, the Jumbos are getting the opportunities. I really do think so. They've had a couple that's probably the second or third missed layup. So they're getting transition opportunities. That's good. It's coming off their good defense. And you do admire the hustle right now. They've been diving, save another possession, kind of just waiting for the baskets to start falling at this point.
That's right. Brady now 0 for 3 in the game, missed 2 threes and the layup, so he'll take a rest now. Looks pretty winded, but Cohen now handling for the Jumbos. They'll swing it around. Rogers inside, swarmed. Back to Rogers, swarmed again. To Thorner. Good drive from Thorner. Tries to get it to go and fouled.
It's really good. And the Jumbos need to do that earlier in the shot clock, right? I mean, you're not always going to get bailed out with the foul, but at the very least, get the ball inside, because the problem is they're operating under the assumption that they can do that through Luke Rogers. But right now they can't. They're taking him away. They need to find other ways, whether it be pick and roll, off ball, whatever it might be, to get penetration earlier in the clock.
That's right. And the Camels have done a pretty good job so far denying Rogers the ball, so not giving Rogers the opportunity to get the ball and turn and face towards the basket. Absolutely. As Thorner hits the first. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. I believe it's 87% on the season, and even better in NESCAC play.
Yeah, Thorner is actually a 50, 40, 90 since the start of NESCAC play over the last 6 games. He's really just been lights out.
Second one up and good for Thorner, so he'll keep those strong percentages as Shanefield now brings up the ball for the Camels. New man in, that's Billy Whalen. A smaller guard, but has the prowess to pass. Whalen fakes the deep 3. Finds his man Hartel up top. Now Shanefield. Nice drive from Whalen. Puts it up with the left, but Rogers on the board. The Jumbos sending it the opposite direction. They'll slow the pace. Cohen back to Aronson. Swinging it around. Thorner on the block. Jumbos look for him on the pass from Rogers, but another turnover, and it's going to be Whalen. But they get the Jumbos for a foul.
Ooh, that was tough. I mean, it looked like to me he at least got part of the ball. The question is, did he get armed simultaneously on the swipe through? Not too much of an argument, so I'm going to venture to say yes. On the offensive end, better. I think Luke Rogers, that's the right move, is if he catches the ball, he sees the rotation, pass it fast, get them out of sync. He just needs to get those passes through.
That's right, and Rogers going to see his first couple of minutes on the bench with the entry of Truman Gettings. Casey McLaren also enters. Conn College. Now Shanefield in the corner. That's Rice. Swings it around. That's Flynn in the corner. Nice drive with the left. Stops in the middle, though. Finds Rice deep in the shot clock. Rice. Nice pass inside. And Hartel, the easy layup. Jumbo's now setting up their offense. Gettings in the corner. They find Thorner, but it looks like this Conn College team has them figured out. Playing another, looks like a box and one now. Jumbos have them out of rotation, and Thorner trying to take advantage, but can't get it to go. Now Shanefield bringing it up for the Camels. Nice stop. Finds Hartel. Hartel working on Gettings, but misses the little sky hook. Aronson bringing it the opposite direction for the Jumbos. Nice move, pulls up, and the little baby jumper.
What do we say? He can create his own shot. Don't let him get hot. The Jumbos are looking for offense right now. Maybe it's not, what you want to see is, get into the set. But if Aronson can just pull up and hit shots, and he's hitting them, by all means, go for it.
That's right, Scott, and we've seen it for years, his ability to seemingly float in the air on those baby jump shots. Now outside, that's Hartel for Conn College. He drives over Gettings. Gettings, the nice hands, finds Aronson. Aronson on the drive, swings it around. Gettings takes a three of his own, but off the front iron and no good. Billy Whalen on the rebound. Whalen's going to slow the pace at the request of his coach, Tim Sweeney. And the Camels are going to run a play now. A little screen up top. Rice in the corner, Shanefield. Rice the long three, and he hits as well.
Big shot. The Jumbos aren't playing bad defense, but, that's just a moderately contested shot. Frankly, I think you live with those. You're playing good, you're taking away the inside, and that's a deeper three. You just got to live with it and come back and score your own.
Neither team has shot well from three so far in this one, as Aronson now has it around the perimeter, guarded tightly by Whalen. Nice move, gets him some space, finds Gettings. In the corner, there's McLaren. The long two, and McLaren gets it to go.
I actually thought Gettings should have shot that ball. I think he had room, but it worked out. It was a good off-ball screen there to get McLaren the space.
Now the Camels drive. There's Rice, but tipped away by the Jumbos. Good recovery, though, and Andrew Hartel cleaning up.
Yeah, that was a really impressive recovery on that. To give it to Hartel. A good finish by Hartel. On the spin move, fought through some contact.
Thorner finds Gettings. There's McLaren. McLaren, no good. Tries a second chance.
That's a foul.
And they get Gettings for a foul there. Just a little too aggressive there, and Shanefield, the beneficiary. It's going to be 4 fouls in the half already on the Jumbos. But we'll get some subs here. It's going to be DeTurley and Theo Henry to enter for the Jumbos. And for Conn College, it's going to be Ryan Banks entering the game. Looks like it's also Ryan Omsler.
Jumbos have gone a bit small, and Omsler is very tall. So look to see Conn College play inside right now. That's if I were them, I'd go immediately to the paint and try to take advantage of my matchups.
That's right, Scott. Omsler listed at 7 feet tall. Gettings only 6'8". Nice move inside from Peters. Find themselves in some trouble. There's Peters. He drives.
That's a travel.
Looked like a travel, and they will call that off and send it towards the Jumbos.
Yeah, when he landed, that was it for him. He can't spin again. That's one too many steps. Pretty obvious, and they know it. Surprised they didn't go inside. They have the height advantage, and really the ball stayed to the perimeter. I think that's a big mistake.
Now Aronson handles for Tufts. Another different look for Conn College. McLaren unable to handle the pass in the corner. It's going to be Henry on the perimeter. Had a cutter in McLaren, but can't get it to him. Gettings finds him in the corner. He drives baseline, but just off his hands. It's going to be another turnover for Tufts. That's their 5th of the day, but 11 total turnovers. Conn College has 6 as well.
Yeah, I think at Tufts, like you said, McLaren was cutting, and I think that's what we need. I want to see more movement down on that baseline because, you know, when you're in that box and one or any type of zone, you can catch them sleeping and catch them stagnant. That's what the Jumbos need to do on offense.
That's right, Scott, and we've seen excellent defense from both teams so far. Seems like they're both putting on a clinic. 11 minutes left to go here in this first half and only 17 points on the board. 8-9, still super even, and dribbles it off his foot. It's going to be Aronson. He slows the pace. Deturley looked like he had an opening, and Conn College fighting for it.
That's out.
The ball does roll over the end line, and the Jumbos will have another possession as Rogers re-enters for Truman Gettings.
Yeah, I think Truman Gettings might have gone away with one there. You know, on that loose ball, he dove for the ball. You appreciate the effort. He kind of ran over a Conn College player, to be honest. It wasn't on ball, and I honestly think the refs just didn't see it that way. But, you know, another break for the Jumbos. Sloppy game. They definitely need to clean it up.
Now Deturley gets it into Rogers. Rogers guarded by one. Looks like some help defense is coming, and it does. McLaren the three.
That's a foul, yep.
But yeah, foul up top, and McLaren's going to find himself shooting 3 at the line.
Yeah, it's classic. You know, it's the change that they've made at all levels. You cannot touch the shooter on the follow-through. You jump through, and instead of missing him, as you're supposed to do, caught a bit of the thigh, a bit of the lower leg. That's a foul. 3 free throws for the Jumbos.
Casey McLaren on the season, 50% shooter from the line. First one's up and good. He's got 2 more on the way. Jumbos put up their 9th point, tie it up. Shanefield immediately coming into box out McLaren, even on the shots that aren't going to have a rebound associated with them. McLaren's got 1 more, and Shanefield likely now going to box out McLaren on the one that counts. Hits his first 2. Jumbos lead now 10-9. Another lead change here in Cousins. That one up and off the front iron, no good for McLaren, so 2 of 3 from the line. And you'll take those early in this game, Scott.
You will. They'll take 2 out of 3. Obviously, you want 3 out of 3, but especially with a 50% shooter, they'll take 2.
Nice move by Flynn, and he finishes with a crafty right-hand reverse layup.
That's just a really smart play because he used his own primary defender to essentially box out Luke Rogers. Rogers is tall, but he doesn't have, you know, an infinite reach. Rogers wasn't able to reach that ball, and a nice finish.
And still swarming defense from Conn College. There's an open Deturley in the corner, but the Jumbos kick it out. There's Cohen off the foot of Shanefield. Still 11 seconds left on the shot clock, but the Jumbos need to do a better job of keeping their eyes open when they get into those traps in the corner.
Absolutely. Deturley should run down to the block there. I think, you know, it's a tough pass for Luke Rogers. He's already all the way in the other corner, not just to see, but even to finish if you wanted to go there. Deturley has room to press and push down, and he should be doing that, kind of like what you see Brendan Morris doing right now.
Yeah, Morris enters for McLaren. Now, late in the shot clock, finds Cohen up top. Cohen, 5 seconds, gets it to Rogers. Rogers tries to finish, thought he got hit, but no foul. Now Shanefield, he drives, nice step back move. Rogers giving it to him. And Deturley on the rebound. Miss from Shanefield. Now Deturley controlling the pace, looking for Cohen. Finds him up top. Cohen to Morris as Thorner sets to re-enter this one. Nice pass down to Rogers. Rogers trying to finish once again and finally gets a call down there.
Yeah, it's a good job by Rogers. He's been going that way the entire time. You notice he picks the ball up on our near side and then, you know, takes a dribble, goes all the way on the other. He's trying to create space. Conn College has read it correctly every time. They're bringing the second defender to take away kind of that angle on the other side. This time, however, the defender was frankly too small. Wasn't able to get up there, caught armed.
And we've seen Luke Rogers display his baby celebration as he hits his first free throw. Rogers not excellent from the free throw line, but it's hard to complain with that in mind considering how strong he is in the other aspects of his game. Just a 50% shooter on the season. Second free throw is up. And not true to his percentages, hits 2 of 2, and the Jumbos have taken the lead now 12-11. 9:24 left to go in the first half.
Stop the count when it comes to free throws. 100% from Luke Rogers. I mean, if he can make that, we're in such a good spot. And I mean that in all seriousness. You know, the Jumbos, if they can hit their free throws, especially against the zone defense where there's going to be a lot of rotations, a lot of contact, they're in such a good spot.
That's right, and they've shot 7 of them so far today. So of their 12 points, half have come on the free throw. Conn College, there's Shanefield. Finds Murray. Murray working hard on Brady. Spins over Rogers, can't get it to go. Fights for his own board and finishes on the second chance effort.
That's impressive to do that basically twice. Not once, but twice for his own board over Luke Rogers. Really impressive. Just really outstanding job. Conn College back in the lead.
Strong play from the sophomore forward. Now Brady, he's got it for the Jumbos. Conn College giving another different look. It's a 2-3 zone. Brady. Nice pass. Good find to Rogers, and Rogers fouled.
Like you mentioned, it was a great pass. And really to split the defense there, that's what you need to do. You need to go inside, outside against the zone. Keep people moving. The quick passes. Don't let the defense reset. If you can do that without turning the ball over, which has been a struggle for the Jumbos so far, they'll be able to find their offense.
Now Rogers at the line once again. First one's up and off the back iron, no good. So 6 of 8 are the Jumbos from the line in this one. 8:32 left in the first half. Rogers looking to equalize this one at 13. And we're all tied up.
Both teams have more turnovers than field goals made so far. 12 minutes into the game. That's not a recipe for winning. However, when both teams do it, you don't really know what to make of it. It's really an open game right now. It's up to either team to kind of settle down and find their rhythm.
That's right, Scott, but we've certainly seen a defensive clinic across both teams. Morris now guarding Murray. Murray, the nice move. Puts it up with the left hand, but can't get it to go. Still fighting for his own rebound, though. Puts it up and in.
Wow. Murray's been really impressive. I mean, 2 straight possessions. He's gotten his own rebound, gotten his shot up clean, made it. On the defensive end, he almost blocked Luke Rogers, just got a piece of the hand for that foul. Really good job, yeah.
You can already see the difference with Bobby Stewart in the game for the Jumbos. Brady in the corner. The skip pass to Morris. Shakes his man, and Morris connects.
Nice fake. That was a really smooth fake. Really stopped the defender in his tracks and got a completely uncontested shot. Beautiful.
Yeah, and Morris has been better since the start of NESCAC play. But they get Morris for the foul down low there. I was just about to praise his shooting numbers. Much better from 3, 38% from there since the beginning of the season where he struggled.
And that foul, I believe, was against with Murray as Morris was primarily defending Murray. His presence has really been felt in those last 2 minutes or so.
That's right, and Bobby Stewart on the floor for the Jumbos. He'll be there big. Rotating out, Shanefield can't get it to go off the glass, but no rim for him. Now Carson Cohen pushing the pace. Brady fakes a 3. He drives. Kicks to Morris. Morris another 3. And they get the foul, so Morris is going to be at the stripe shooting 3. Coach Sweeney disappointed with that call.
Yeah, hard to see from our vantage point. Again, the call is going to be that the shooter did not have the space to land. That's a foul. It's a point of emphasis across every league because it can lead to pretty significant injuries if gone unchecked. But at the same time, of course, sometimes the shooter will stick their legs out. It's hard to predict where they're going to land, and I think that's the argument from Sweeney over there, is saying, hey, he didn't land in his landing space. He just came down awkwardly.
Yeah, and again, tough to see from our vantage point as Morris hits the first free throw, but it's definitely tough to land, and you find a foot, and boom, the ankle's gone, the season's over. So definitely wise of the refs to protect, but again, tough to see from our vantage point, and up and good is the second from Brennan Morris.
Something interesting of note, both teams have 5 fouls right now, but after this free throw goes up from Brennan Morris, Jumbos will have taken 11 free throws. Conn College has 0. Right, so it's important where those fouls are happening. The Jumbos are doing a better job right now, getting inside, drawing those fouls on inside contact. Of course, on the 3-point line as well. They're being better. They're being more selective with their fouls, kind of on the defensive end. And those are fouls you live with if they are the product of good defense that don't lead to free throws.
Oh, and the nice pass in, and they get a foul down low there against David Murray. Murray has been excellent so far.
Yeah, and that's announcer's jinx right there, because there you go, 2 free throws coming from a foul. But at that point, again, like you said, once Murray receives that ball, he's gonna go up and score. I think this is a foul you'll take, force him to the line, make both.
Murray, the leading scorer today for Conn College. He's got 4 points already. But again, not a ton of scoring from either team as that free throw misses from Murray. Not a ton of scoring. You know, you take a look at the scoreboard. Tufts has 19 and Conn College 15, so still 7 minutes left to go in this first half. Defense has certainly calmed down a bit, and both teams are starting to score.
Yeah, turnovers have flattened out. It really has settled down. It's still a good defensive game, don't get me wrong, but it's much more just legit. I think we have a timeout. Yeah, we have a timeout. And as I was saying, it's much more just, good, solid defense, taking away shot opportunities, forcing bad shots. And then the offenses have settled in as well. So it's much more push and pull. At the beginning, it was just sloppiness all around. Good defense paired with bad offense led to basically a mess. Now you're seeing it settle into a rhythm. And this should favor the Jumbos. Like we said, they don't necessarily like to run that much. They like to get in their set, play good half-court defense, play good half-court offense. So a slower game favors them.
That's right, Scott. And if we take a look at the rebounding numbers now, Conn College has 10 versus the Jumbos 8, and 2 offensive boards that have led to second chance points, 4 of them for Conn College and just 2 for the Jumbos. So, it could be the tale of the second chance points as well. Both teams doing a good job on the offensive glass.
Yeah. And overall points in the paint favors Conn College 12-4. Of course, that's a bit skewed because the Jumbos have gotten a few points from free throws drawn on fouls inside the paint. At the same time, that should be the strategy, especially, Luke Rogers has his minutes off the court. You sub in, Bobby Stewart. And this is nothing against Bobby Stewart. He's a great player. But Luke Rogers has just such a commanding presence. And especially, if Conn College subs in their taller players to match up with Bobby Stewart, that's an opportunity they can exploit. They have the stats to back it up. They need to do it more, even more than they are now.
Yeah, Scott, and it wouldn't be a bad time to mention that both Gettings and Bobby Stewart are freshmen. So still a lot of time to develop and grow for both of those 2 big men. I remember, of course, I wasn't here, but I've heard the tale that Luke Rogers looked much like a Bobby Stewart and a Truman Gettings when he came in as a freshman. So it takes a little bit of time to dominate in this league. Of course, very strong across the NESCAC. And Thorner now drives around Rogers. His ball is back in. Just under 7 minutes to go here in this half. Rogers looks for Cohen. Cohen nicely weaves through the defense and finds Aronson outside. Now Cohen inside to Rogers. Nice spin move from Rogers and gets the foul. Cohen thought it was good for sure, but Rogers is going to be at the line shooting another 2. Free throws number 5 and 6 on the way for him.
When you have a big man like Luke Rogers who can have such ball control to make those type of moves, that's a really dynamic spin move, and you're right, it was almost very nearly an and one. To be able to do that around 2 defenders, it's the presence of Luke Rogers, and that's why, Conn College will always be sending a second defender his way.
That's right, and they've started mostly in a zone defense as Rogers hits the first. But in that zone, you find the hole in it, and 2 guys are right there to swarm. Rogers up. Second one, no good. And the rebound from Ben Rice. Now Shanefield handling for Conn College. Puts a nice move on Cohen. Finds his big Hartel. Nice pass, but dangerous across the lane to Ben Rice. And now Flynn. Good drive from him. Rogers goes up with him. Shot blocked, but the long rebound finds the hands of Shanefield. Shot clock still running down. Shanefield pulls up. No good from him. And good job by the Jumbos to box out. Aronson grabs it. Oh. And a mess of a possession there. Thorner. Rogers pointing for the alley-oop, and they get Thorner for an offensive foul. So 7 on the Jumbos.
Yeah, the Jumbos are really asking to turn the ball over there. It was a missed double dribble. They almost dribbled it out of bounds right there. Possession was off from the start. Hopefully it doesn't spiral into anything. Just, one you forget about and move on.
Now Shanefield handles for Conn College. Outside in the corner, there's Flynn. Mostly silent in this one. Hartel going to work against Rogers. Puts it up, and the little hook gets it to go.
Yeah, good hook. It was a good job recognizing and kind of being aware where Luke Rogers was going to come down with his primary hands, and and throw that shot up, get around those outstretched arms.
Yeah, and still a 2-point game here in Cousins. Aronson pulls the 3, but no good from him off the side iron. Now, Conn College going to control, has a chance to tie it up here. There's Shanefield. Open lane. Good jump stop. Finds Flynn. Flynn the 3, but no good from him. Rogers fighting for the board. Smacks it off of Hartel, but it's going to stay Conn College possession as Billy Whalen re-enters, and they're going to go with a smaller lineup as Whalen, one of the smaller guards for Conn College, takes out Hartel. So looks like Conn College is going to go small.
Yeah, Jaron Flynn, like you said, been a bit quiet. That's a wide open 3. He's not the best 3-point shooter, but with a prolific scorer like that, that's something you expect. And I guess we're going to get an offensive foul here.
Yeah, and a tough moving screen there. They're going to get that one against Ben Rice. So take a look at the foul trouble now. I believe that's Rice's second. 7 fouls across both teams, so both teams in the bonus. They'll shoot 1-1 on any foul on the floor. Aronson gets the screen from Rogers. Wide open McLaren, and McLaren makes it fall.
Yeah, that's his position right now in this offense. He sits in the wing right there, and they're trying to get him the ball to get him some shots. He's doing pretty well so far when he's able to get the ball, when the Jumbos are able to get around their double teams and find him.
Morris now moving with Rice. Rice looking to pass. Finally gets it out, but good hands from McLaren. Shanefield recovers. He drives on Brady.
Ooh.
Somehow, nice scoop layup underneath Will Brady.
Wow.
And gets it to go. And Shanefield picks the pocket of Aronson. Aronson going up, trying to block it, and they'll get Aronson for the foul. Shanefield fired up, and he's got a chance to tie it here.
That's a move that you typically bring out again when you have, trailing larger defenders. But it can work against anyone, which is, you slow down just a step to try to throw the rhythm off of the trailing defender. And Shanefield did that successfully. And now a chance to tie after all that. Conn College is doing a great job hanging in this game. We talk about how we thought the Jumbos had settled down, but so has Conn College. Both they're getting into their sets, and most importantly, they continue to force steals. That's what the catalyst to their offense is: forcing steals, getting out in the fast break. We saw it right there. It's an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Shanefield's free throw up and good, and we're all tied up at 23. 4 minutes left to go here. Morris, guarded by Whalen's, got a bit of a mismatch there. Conn College breaking down into their defensive set. Looks like they're going to run a 2-3 zone here once again. There's Morris. Morris drives right through it, finds Cohen. Cohen looking for McLaren, but that pivot foot moved, so they'll get a whistle. It's going to go Conn College's way.
Yeah, I think Cohen wanted to distribute there, but it was just a good job by the Camels taking away the passing lanes. He kind of got stuck, tried to, come to an abrupt stop, but it's not how momentum works. Foot slides, it's a travel.
Yeah, and this defense has certainly been stifling for the Camels. Now it's Shanefield, previously converting on that traditional 3-point play to tie it up. Now Whalen finds Rice. Rice with the crowd on his side. Not the true shot clock, and it's going to go off his knee and head towards the Jumbos.
Yeah, classic. We're calling out 10 when there's 14 left on the shot clock. Even if it doesn't, even if, as a player, it's true. It can get in your head. You take a quick glance on the shot clock, all of a sudden the ball is stolen.
Right.
So.
Sometimes your eyes can fool you when your ears hear something else. And again, Conn College in that zone defense. There's McLaren in the corner. Brady on the wing.
Ooh, nice pass.
Good pass in there. Ball still traveling around. Rogers with the defensive intensity, but they get him for the whistle, and it's going to be Ryan Omsler at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, if you're Luke Rogers there, you appreciate the effort, trying to force a quick turnover off the defensive rebound. But, once you go for 1 or 2 swipe throughs, you get nothing. It's probably time to, lay back and get back in your defensive set. He kept going at it, and it's just eventually, if you don't get ball, you're going to get arm.
That's right. Now, Omsler, I believe it's going to be 1-1. Jumbos have 9 fouls in this one. So still tied up at 23. This one, an important, of course, the first of the 1-and-1, the most important, gets you the second, and he hits it. So another lead change here in Cousins. Conn College leads 24-23. 2:43 left to go here in the first half. It's been an excellent first half of basketball so far, Scott. Defense has certainly been on display as Olmsler hits the second. Coach Linton calling a full timeout, but the defense has been incredible and certainly shows up on the stat sheet. The Jumbos with 8 turnovers, the Camels with 9 turnovers, and the steal numbers certainly inflated for both of them. Conn College with 5 and the Jumbos with 4.
Yeah, you know, the number that continues to jump out at me, last time we talked about points in the paint, it was 12-4 in favor of Conn College. It's now 18-4. That's a red flag to the Bows, which is, I mean, you have Luke Rogers out there, and I know, and this is also a testament to Conn College's defense. They are denying him the ball. They're forcing him to catch the ball, you know, on the baseline, outside of the paint, and then double teaming him so he can't drive inside, which is a really impressive job. At the same time, when you have a player like Luke Rogers for the Jumbos, you have to find a way to get him the ball inside, even if it's just giving him the ball as a decoy. Because right now, you know, Conn College is confident he's not going to be able to shoot. And it takes away that threat. It allows every other defender to guard on the outside.
Yeah, Scott, and you talk about Luke Rogers as this decoy, but he hasn't shown the ability in this one yet to pass out and really play inside-out basketball. So regardless of how well the Jumbos are getting into the paint to Rogers, we've seen a lot of turnovers on those passes out. You know, they've got to do a little bit of a better job, both Rogers, Stewart, and Gettings included. They've got to do a better job playing inside-out basketball and really free up those looks from the outside. They've shot a pretty decent percentage from 3, 2 of 6. You can't complain, but if you're not getting the ball out to your shooters, there's not really much you can do. Jumbo still trail here by 2 as Cohen finds Brady. And after the timeout from Coach Linton, they get a top-of-the-key screen from Thorner, and they get a hold there against the Camels. So Rogers is now going to be at the line to shoot 1-and-1, and the cutting Thorner had a wide-open lane. So now we'll see Rogers at the line to shoot free throws 7 and 8. Already shot 6 in this game and converting 4 of those 6. First one rims out, and Whalen, the beneficiary, on the board. He drives but slows up. Finds his man Shanefield. Fake the long 3. Guarded by Thorner. Finds Whalen, who fakes. Back to Shanefield. Fakes again. Has Thorner falling. Little floater, no good. Whalen. The 3. And he makes it fall.
Yeah, we saw a really good fake on the outside. You know, Dylan Thorner basically fell down, and you know, it didn't lead to a direct shot, but it threw the Jumbos out of sync, leading to that open 3.
Yeah, and Kevin Baxter making it fall for Conn College. They lead by 5 now, largest lead of the day, I believe, from either team, and they get another foul inside there against Olmsler. I believe that's going to be his second, and Thorner, one of the better free throw shooters on this team, is going to have his chance now to cut the deficit.
Yeah, and that's honestly a bit of a bailout for the Jumbos. A tipped pass kind of led to that chaos, led to basically everyone jumping up for it. But not a good offensive possession by any means. It was going to be another broken play without that foul call. Something I might want to see is, you know, Luke Rogers continues to set up kind of towards the, you know, the sideline and outside the paint. I want to see him maybe get a little towards the middle. I think that could open up, you know, in that 2-3, there's usually that soft hole in the middle. Maybe get it to Luke Rogers there and give him more opportunities.
Yeah, of course, you got to be careful of that offensive 3-second violation, but Thorner hits the first, so he'll have a second on the way. But, yeah, Scott, I do agree with you. If you can pull Rogers up, play him around that free throw line, and then you space the floor, you can load it up and really take advantage and exploit the zone defense that Conn College has been playing this whole half.
Yeah, and, you know, I remember 2 years ago when Rogers, you know, was tearing it up, he would hit a lot of those, you know, 10, 15-foot jumpers. And it's because he would turn around and have that space. And that's something he could recreate in this zone.
Now Murray up top for the Camels. Finds Whalen. Drive there from Shanefield. Puts up the floater. That's no good. But grabs his own rebound. A couple of mistimed jumps from the Jumbos. He passes out to Whalen, and Cohen immediately there to pick him up. Now Flynn. Good drive from him. Looks inside for his big man Murray, but can't take it away. Brady finds Morris. And Baxter falls over Brady, finishing over the top of him.
Good job right there to make sure that you don't go in with a lot of force. You kind of did that jump stop right before the contact, so although the defender fell over, it wasn't forceful. It's not enough for a charge, and he gets the 2.
That's right, and Baxter falling, they easily could have called him for the blocking foul because it didn't look like he was super set. And of course, Morris finishing over that shoulder of his gave him the good look, but Whalen knocking down the 3, coming back. Trading buckets now are the Jumbos and Camels.
And the Camels will get, about 5, 6, 7 seconds left. So really good 2-for-1 too.
And Aronson, who was set to check in the game, comes back. Brady in the corner. Nice pass to Rogers. Rogers looked like he was fouled, gets it, and the foul. Rogers at the line now for the conventional 3-point play. Aronson looking at check in for the Jumbos now. Little offense-defense sub.
I believe this will be, free throw 9 for Rogers. Pretty impressive, and he's shooting at a decent enough clip. That'll free throw 8. You'll take 4 for 7 from Luke Rogers. It's good enough, especially in a lower scoring game.
Absolutely. 4 of 7 from Rogers is certainly a figure that you can live with. Jumbos from the lines shooting 70%, so above their season clip. And he converts on the 3-point play. Jumbos trail by 2 here. It's going to be a last possession for the Camels, and Shanefield to bring it up for them. Shanefield has 5 points and 3 boards to go with 2 assists in the game. Guarded closely by Aronson, who's taken away that right hand. Now Whalen pulls up with a long 3. No good from him. Aronson on the rebound. Henry, the half-court shot, but no good. And we're going to send this one to the half. Jumbos trail 29-31.
Yeah, and, the story of the game has been, I think, the Conn College defense. Defense all around. I think the Jumbos, would take this defensive half on their end. They forced a lot of turnovers. Pretty good down low. But it's really been the Conn College defense. We thought going into this game that, Luke Rogers would be able to distribute, would be able to receive the ball, create a lot of opportunities, and they've really shut him down. It's been really impressive. He's getting to the line, but, that's kind of the story about how you guard against him. You force him to the line. You don't give him anything easy. You kind of scare him away from being super aggressive. I think they've done an outstanding job. It's the reason they're ahead in this game, even if it's only 2.
That's right, Scott. And in a game where Conn College comes in as one of the worst rebounding teams in the NESCAC, out-rebounding the Jumbos 19-10, almost doubling them up here in this first half, and it shows on the scoreboard. The Camels lead 31-29 here in Cousins. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of basketball.
You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. zone. Wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Welcome back to the second half of this NESCAC matchup between the Tufts Jumbos and the Connecticut College Camels here in Cousins Gymnasium. Scott, it was a tight one, a tight first half marked by stifling defense from both sides with a total of 17 turnovers the whole way. But most surprisingly, Conn College has out-rebounded the Jumbos 18-11. Scott, what do the Jumbos need to do better in this second half?
Two things. Like you said, rebound the ball and also do a better job of breaking down that zone. We'll start on rebounding. Like you said, the Conn College, one of the worst rebounding teams kind of in the NESCAC in the entire country, and they're out rebounding the Jumbos 18-11. And if you look up and down the score sheet, no player on the Conn College has more than 3 rebounds. It's just a team effort. And, it's again, kind of speaks to the mentality they have that they're going to play team basketball. They're all going to crash the boards. On the Jumbo side, that means they need to do the same thing to counteract that and make sure, because we know that Conn College is going to the paint, and if they're both going to the paint and getting offensive rebounds, that's a recipe for disaster. Now, on the zone, the problem for the Jumbos is, they've been keeping the ball to the perimeter way too long. They need to get the ball inside, get it moving, get the Conn College defenders out of their rhythm much earlier in the shot clock. You can't wait till 13, 12, even 10 seconds to have your first pass go inside the perimeter. It's just not going to cut it.
That's right, Scott. And 20 minutes left on the clock here for both squads as we get set here for the second half of basketball. Aronson gets it into Will Brady, and the Jumbos already going with a different look. Brady finds Rogers inside. Nice move from him off the glass and good, and immediately going down low are the Jumbos to exploit this zone.
Absolutely, and the key was Rogers went right away. There's no indecision, so there was no opportunity for a second defender to rotate. When Luke Rogers has anyone one-on-one, you'll take that matchup every day of the week.
That's right. It's certainly a tough finish for him, but now Cam Shanefield running the offense for the Camels. He had 5 points and 3 rebounds in the first half. Brady guarding Flynn. Flynn drives, tries to finish over Rogers, but Rogers with the block. Now Brady slowing things up for the Jumbos, finds Aronson on the wing, swings the ball around. Now Jumbo setting up into their first half offense with Rogers down there on the baseline. Aronson finds Brady. Brady on the wing. Kicks it around, and just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Rogers looking to kick. He drives himself. 6 seconds left. Puts a move on his man. Out to Aronson. 2 seconds. Brady, the long 3. And no good for Will Brady, so he continues to struggle from deep. Shanefield now handling for the Camels. He's got it. Nice move from him. Little floater with the left hand, and it's good.
The thing about Shanefield, his arc is really, really high. Free throws, jump shots, everything.
And Luke Rogers trying to gain some inside position. Cam Shanefield doing his best impersonation to win an Oscar and draws the official's whistle, gets the call.
Shanefield now, he's only shooting, I believe that's now 3 for 10 on the game, but he's really shifty out there. He's really fast. You can see he's made a presence right there, but also just got away with an offensive foul.
Yeah, Shanefield certainly pushing off there down low. It's Murray. Murray tries to finish over Morris and can't. Rogers with the rebound. Now Aronson. Brady in transition. Puts up another 3, and Will Brady finally makes it fall.
And a great move, great pump fake. Has a good pass right there, though, on the other end.
Yeah, Rogers running the floor, though, to clean up. Andrew Hartel can't finish over him. And now Dylan Thorner. It's good to see Brady keep shooting. They always say shoot or shoot. It's good to see that confidence. Morris with some confidence, but can't make it go. Thorner on the offensive glass. Good pass inside, and Morris finishes.
That's a great job by Dylan Thorner. He made eye contact with Morris before the cut happened, and then Morris made that cut, so Thorner was well prepared, perfectly timed, and an easy finish.
And these shooters certainly have confidence for this Jumbo squad, whether that's warranted at this point in the game or not. They've continued to shoot that 3 ball. Now Rogers guarding Hartel. Hartel going to work. Nice move. Rogers just too big. Grabs the rebound. Brady now in transition. Tried to get it to Thorner, but now Conn College has a 3-on-1, and off the foot of Hartel, a missed opportunity for the Camels there.
Yeah, Hartel wasn't looking right there. He wasn't ready for the pass. Honestly, it's kind of one of those, not really anyone's fault. It's just Conn College is going to kick themselves because they really needed that. That's a huge momentum, opportunity to shift the momentum that has clearly started off on the Jumbo side, and it's lost.
That's right, Scott, and neither team has led here by double digits so far. Now Aronson on the wing for the Jumbos, looking to extend the lead. They lead by 3 here, 36-33. Thorner in the corner. Finds Morris. Morris looking to swing deep in the shot clock once again for the Jumbos. Thorner finds Morris. Morris the 3. No good, but Rogers on the offensive glass. Aronson finds Morris again. Morris drives baseline inside to Rogers, who gets fouled. And I think they're gonna get him going up on that one. Rogers looked like he was making a move at the basket.
Yeah, but I don't think the pass is actually intended for Rogers. It was actually poor spacing by the Jumbos. It just kind of ended up in Rogers' hands, but when the ball finds your best player inside in his best area, good things are going to happen regardless of how the ball got there.
That's right, Scott. Luke Rogers, the beneficiary, up with the first free throw and rims out. And the Camels are going to take Hartel out, give him a little bit of a rest, and Omsler's going to come in. Both bigs have been running the floor incredibly well in this game. We saw Rogers running the floor to get back on defense against Hartel. Hartel trying to run the fast break, but just off his foot as Rogers hits the second free throw. He'll take a seat as well for Truman Gettings, but once again, Omsler, the 7-footer going up against the 6'8" Gettings. We'll see how Conn College tries to exploit that matchup.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Omsler has not really gone up against Rogers. It's been a very consistent matchup, but I think both coaches are happy to live with Gettings on Omsler with Rogers on the bench.
Baxter hit that 3 earlier in the game. He's back in the game for the Camels as well. Flynn looking around. Good move from Whalen. Inside the little free throw jumper. No good for Omsler. The Jumbos are going to have it now. There's Brady. Brady swings it around. There's Thorner looking for Morris. There's Gettings down low. Immediately swarmed. Gettings fighting through. And finally gets called for the whistle. They get Omsler. And Gettings doing a really good job keeping his head up when that double team came.
Yeah, we saw that double team too many times to count in the first half, and most of the time the Jumbos ended up, turning it over. Good job by Gettings to get out of there, draw the contact.
Jumbos are going to reset their offense. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Pull back from Aronson. No good from him, but Morris fighting for that board. Finds Gettings. Around to Brady. Jumbos are going to reset once again. They find Morris on the wing. Brady, the long 3, and it falls for Will Brady.
That's a confidence booster right there. 3-4 feet behind the line. Huge shot. He's heated up in the second half, and the Jumbos have opened up a 7-point lead.
And Coach Tim Sweeney wanting none of it, calling a full timeout immediately as Will Brady begins to feel it. He's gone 2 of 2 from his last 2 3-point shots, and the confidence is beginning to build.
Yeah, and it's actually a really tough situation to be in if you're Coach Sweeney, because that's just a kind of a heat check more than anything else. Not bad defense, couple feet behind the line. That's a shot you don't expect to go in. So when you call this timeout, it's not so much to say, hey, we need to change our game plan to guard against that. It's more so to say, I can feel the game slipping away, and we need to kind of change that up, however that might be.
That's right, Scott. I believe neither team has led by more than 8, and the Jumbos now lead by 7, 40-33 here in Cousins. So this one's certainly far from over. Coach Sweeney doing a really good job taking that timeout, letting his boys know that he has confidence in them. Between those guards of Shanefield, Flynn, and Billy Whalen, all incredibly shifty and quick. And we've seen from their steal numbers both this game and the entire season that they have really good hands. So we'll see how they can turn that defense into offense here in the second half.
Absolutely. If you're looking at Conn College, the start has been very similar for them for the both halves. They struggling offensively, not kind of being crisp with their passes. The problem for them is, in the first half, Tufts was right there with them and allowed them to hang in the game and let them settle down. Right now, Tufts has not shown the same rust coming out of half, and that's opened up this lead.
That's absolutely right. And now Conn College is going to run a new offense as the Jumbos drop in their man defense. There's Shanefield, guarded by Thorner, gets a screen but decides not to use it. Now Baxter in the corner finds Whalen. Whalen a shooter but passes it off to Shanefield. Nice move from him. Baxter, the catch and shoot, and he makes it fall.
Again, another one of those shots where, you're a half second late maybe to close out. It's just a good shot. There's not much to say about it other than, it's a big shot to kill the momentum, exactly what Coach Sweeney was looking for.
That's right, and even before Baxter caught that ball, it looked like he was going up for the shot. So really wise shot from him. Good pass there to Aronson in the corner. Brady, another three, but no good. Gettings on the rebound and fouled from behind by Baxter. So good job by Truman Gettings. It is going to be on the floor, though.
Yeah, the foul came on the rebound. Was not up in the shooting motion yet. They'll stay on the floor, but something else we've seen, the rebounds. Tufts, that's at least their third offensive rebound so far, and it's just this half alone. It's only been 5+ minutes.
And one of the things that the Camels have done really well this season is have an incredibly balanced attack on offense. And they have no players currently in double figures, but their points have gone all the way down the stat sheet. Only Peters and Banks, the two who have not scored, who have played in this one. Now Morris handling for the Jumbos, finds Aronson on the wing. There's Thorner. Good pass to Gettings. Inside there's Morris. Late in the shot clock, but off the rim and no good. Baxter on the board. Now Whalen gets it inside to Omsler. Omsler going to work against Thorner. The sky hook, but no good, and another rebound for Truman Gettings. Finds Aronson. The pass to Thorner. And no pass has gone uncontested in this one. You saw Billy Whalen doing a good job to try to deny that ball from Thorner on a long cross-court pass. Aronson to Thorner, who drives. Nice move up and under, but can't get it to go. Now Conn College pushing the pace. There's Whalen in the corner, but tipped away by Brady. Another steal for the Jumbos, and Aronson now running the fast break. Got it inside to Morris, who's fouled from behind. That's another one on Omsler. It's going to be his third foul.
Yeah, that's a really good job by Aronson there. You know, he went for the pull-up, and, I mean, I don't know if he faked me out enough to make me believe he initially wanted to shoot it, recognized it was a good closeout, and kind of dumped it off and drew the contact. It threw the Conn College defenders off because they basically were looking for the rebound and ended up not ready to continue the defensive possession. Yeah,
really good job by Aronson, but the Jumbos unable to convert on the fast break. They will have a possession, though. There's Brady looking inside for Aronson, dribbles around, finds McLaren. Brady slows it back up. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Calls for a screen. He gets it. Swings it to Aronson. Aronson, the long two. And no good from him. We're going to see which way this goes, and it goes towards Conn College. So it was Murray fighting for the rebound in there with Truman Gettings, and it'll go off the hands of Gettings towards the Camels.
You know, one of the more frustrating things continues to be, you know, the Jumbos, I mean, it's only a 4-point game, and it feels like they just can't consistently stay with what works, which is, you know, get the ball inside early in the shot clock. That possession, again, too many passes, not enough penetration. Shot clock got down low, and you end up with a contested shot, low probability of going in.
And they get Flynn for the offensive foul. Gettings doing a great job setting his feet down low. That's going to be the 5th foul on Conn College. So already seeing a little bit of foul trouble here in this second half. I believe Flynn, that's his first, but Shanefield and Baxter both with 3, along with Omsler, who's now on the bench, as Carson Cohen brings up the ball. Finds Morris. Back to Cohen. Gettings wide open down low, but they miss him. Brady, another 3. No good. Rebound from Murray.
Really good rebound by Murray. He really just went up over Gettings and just really grabbed it. Impressive job also not to draw the over-the-back foul.
Now Shanefield up top, the dynamic and shifty guard for the Camels. Takes the screen, dribbles into some trouble, but they swing it around. Baxter fakes the 3, and taken away by the Jumbos and Gettings. Don't have numbers, though, as Carson Cohen has it on the wing. Gettings had a mismatch, but now McLaren on the wing as well. Cohen finds Brady. Jumbo's going to run their offense once again. Cohen turns in the corner. Morris, but no good from him. Gettings on the board. Finds Brady for another Jumbo possession, and those rebound numbers have begun to even. A pass inside to Gettings. Cohen fouled, and 1 for Carson Cohen, doing a little somersault after the play, but he'll be at the line trying to convert this conventional 3 points.
A really encouraging sign for Carson Cohen. You know, he struggled a bit in the past handful of games. It feels like he's been a bit less aggressive than we're accustomed to seeing him, especially when he was playing really, really well to start the season. You want him to continue the aggressiveness, and hopefully that provides that spark. Big and 1 there.
Yeah, Scott, and we saw Carson Cohen beginning the season in a walking boot, so very pleased to see him back out on the floor and glad that he was able to make a full recovery. Free throw up, but no good for Carson Cohen. The lead will sit at 6. Now Conn College and Shanefield pushing. They get it to Rice. Rice slows up, but no good. And Rogers fouled, a push. Luke Rogers drawing the foul, and that's the 7th foul on Conn College, so he'll be at the line to shoot 1 and 1, I believe. Luke Rogers thinks he's bloody somewhere, so has a word with Coach Linton, but since it's a loose ball foul, they will give Rogers the 1 and 1, so glad to see that I was right there and the refs had it wrong. But
yeah.
Jumbo's lead 42-36 with a chance to extend that.
I think we actually had I think we had a classical, good old ref disagreement. One was saying 1 and 1, the other was pointing side out. But, Sam Brill's word carries the day.
I'm glad at least someone in this booth thinks that, Scott. Now Rogers at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Up and good is the first, so he'll have the second of the 1 and 1 now. Jumbo's lead 43-36. And Scott, we talked about those rebound numbers at half, but they've just about evened out. The Camels lead now in rebounds 24-23, only 1 when it was 7 before. And now Shanefield.
And it's really been offensive rebounds, too, for the Jumbos. That, again, 3 or 4 this half already, giving them good opportunities.
And a nice move from Hartel. Gets the foul on Rogers. He'll be at the line to shoot 2. But yes, Scott, it really has been those offensive rebounds. Jumbos have 7 compared to Conn College's 6. And those second chance opportunities have certainly hurt the Camels in this one. Jumbos have 10 second chance points and 14 in the paint. So beginning to collect from those offensive rebounds as Hartel's first free throw is up and good.
If you're Conn College right now, you say, okay, we played, frankly, a really bad 9 minutes. We only have 6 points in this half thus far. They're only down 7 and make that 6. That is no means insurmountable lead. And we see they're going to bring out a loose half-court press, it looks like. To kind of reflect that, let's start putting the pressure on the Jumbos, force them in some bad possessions.
Yeah, Carson Cohen getting Whalen to back off. Theo Henry fresh in the game with Deturley as well. Going to give those starters a bit of a rest before we get into the final minutes of this second half. Swings around. There's Rogers to Cohen on the wing. Shot clock running down. Cohen looking for some help. Oh, and a great pass inside to Theo Henry, who finishes underneath. Really excellent pass there from Carson Cohen, and an even better cut there from Theo Henry. Extends the Jumbo lead to 8. Conn College looking to answer. Outside there's Shanefield. The young guard for Conn College pulls up, tries it off the glass, no good. Rogers grabs the board on a little extracurricular activity after the play. Theo Henry makes his man miss. Inside, passes around, but that one tipped. Cohen gains possession. McLaren fakes, finds Henry. Inside to Rogers. Jumbo's moving the ball quickly. Now Cohen drives. Fakes. Nice pass into Henry, but tipped away by Ben Rice. And the Camels are going to send it their way. Another turnover for the Jumbos and another steal for the Camels. Inside, there's Hartel. Rogers. The block. And now the Jumbos in transition. Deturley in the corner. And Deturley makes it fall.
Good job, good passing on the perimeter, making 2 extra passes there. They well done and a good awareness, by the overall Jumbo team. And it's all about the anticipating how Conn College is going to rotate, when they're outnumbered. Really good job, and that's what we saw here. So we can see that that fake with that extra pass to the corner gives the Jumbos the more open shot, the easy 3 for Deturley.
Yeah, and a really good job by Deturley shooting that one in rhythm, not rushing it, not taking too much time, but giving the Jumbos their first double-digit lead of the day. Lead now is 49-38, and Conn College remains in foul trouble. They've got 7 in this one versus the Jumbos 2, so it's going to be 1 and 1 or 2 shots the rest of the way on all fouls which is really interesting, Scott, because as you get late in the game, and especially if it's close, we talk about free throws, talk about how important they are, but no fouls to give could certainly hurt you, especially on a team with super quick guards who have those great hands between Shane Field, Flynn, and Billy Whalen. Those guys have all been excellent. And, you take a look at the steal numbers for the Camels, and it's really been there. They have 7. So just about at their season average are the Jumbos. Camels still a couple steals away, but that's certainly something you're going to look at the rest of the way, not being able to be as aggressive on those fouls.
Absolutely, and it's something that the Jumbos have cleaned up since, I think around this point in the first half, the Camels already had 5 steals. So really in the past, equivalent of about a half's worth of play, about 15, 20 minutes of game time, the Jumbos have only, allowed the Camels to grab 1 or 2 steals. And, you're going to live with that, especially against a team that is so prolific on the defensive end. And exactly right. Now you factor in the fact that they can be less aggressive, and all of a sudden, the Camels are going to be on their back foot.
Yeah, both teams taking a look now, presumably, at the fouls on the board. Take a look at the foul trouble in the box. Dylan Thorner has 2, Luke Rogers with 3. 2 for Carson Cohen as well on the Jumbo side for Conn College. Shane Field has 3. Kevin Baxter has 3, and Ryan Omsler, the big, has 3 as well. So a couple of guys with 3, couple of guys with 2, but no one with their 4th foul yet. Still a lot of basketball left to go, 9:29, and we've seen plenty of lead changes. We've seen a lot of ties, but this is the first double-digit lead that we've seen.
Yep, and it again comes down to the Jumbos really being able to break the defense and the defensive zone that the Camels have thrown out there. I mean, we talked about the 2 keys to the second half. The Jumbos have hit both of them. They've closed the rebounding gap in fact, completely. They now lead the rebounds 25-24, and they've broken the zone. They've already scored 20 points in the first 10 minutes of this first half. It reflects on the scoreboard. It's a 13-point swing in the span of 10 minutes. It's been really the best 10 minutes by far the Jumbos have played this game.
That's right, Scott. And Rogers has pulled down his double-double. So the only player in the NESCAC currently to average a double-double is Luke Rogers. He's got 10 boards and 14 points in this one. Jumbo's also increasing their assist numbers. They've got 13 in the game, and Will Brady has 4 of them. 3 of them are for Tyler Aronson.
Yeah, and that's a welcome stat considering the Jumbos, they average about 13 as we see another delay, something up at the scorer's table. We'll try to figure it out. But like I was saying, the Jumbos really only do average about 13 assists per game. To be already at that point is reflective of the fact that they're finally breaking the zone because, as you break the zone, what you should see is the assist numbers go up because the best way to break a zone, quick passes. Keep the ball moving. Quick passes yields assists. Good to see that that's reflected on the scoreboard, and I think finally we will be resuming game action.
Yeah, it'll be Billy Whalen to take this one out for the Camels. It's going to be Shane Field to field the inbounds pass. They're going to run that offense once again. Jumbo's in their man. Now Banks. Around there's Flynn working on Deturley. He turns. Tries to get it over to Turley, but looked like it was tipped. Now Henry running in transition for the Jumbos. They'll slow it back up, though, as Carson Cohen resets. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Jumbos have plenty of time for this possession. In the corner for McLaren, he passes up the shot, finds Cohen. Cohen drives middle. Nice pass to Gettings, who turns, but can't get it to go. Now Flynn pushing. Whalen the 3, but Whalen unable to make it fall. And now the Jumbos, once again, in transition. It was Banks trying to tip it out. Theo Henry now handling for Tufts. Cohen on the wing. He pulls it back out. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. They get it into Gettings. Expecting a trap. Finds Deturley. But off the back iron, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Cohen pulls it away. Looked inside for Deturley, but off the foot of Conn College. It's going to be Jumbo ball on the baseline.
Another offensive rebound, and there's a really good effort. I mean, what you saw is, the first half it was really, it was either Luke Rogers or kind of, one player going for the offensive board. Now it's 2 or 3. That's how you get the offensive rebounds, especially, when Conn College is pretty tall is you crash with multiple players.
Now the Jumbos. It's Henry. Looking at pass, finds McLaren for 3, and McLaren makes it fall.
Great find by Henry. Caught the defender lacking, and it wasn't that open, but it was open enough. And the Jumbos are opening up their lead here.
Shanefield, a nice crossover. And Flynn, the offensive foul. Carson Cohen drawing it nicely. And 8 fouls on the board for Conn College. But, of course, no 1-and-1 on the offensive foul. Baxter is going to re-enter for Flynn. I believe that's Flynn's second foul. No, that's going to be Flynn's third. So Flynn now in foul trouble as well, as the Jumbo lead has extended to 14 here in Cousins. Now Henry on the wing. Finds Cohen. Cohen looking for Gettings. Gettings on the screen, but Whalen fighting through it. Now Cohen to Gettings. Back to Cohen. Cohen for 3, but no good for Carson Cohen. Jumbo's getting back on defense. And Billy Whalen now finds Rice. Rice over there on Gettings. Now Shanefield fakes a 3. Guarded by Deturley. Shanefield pulls it back out, finds Whalen. Henry guarding. Jumbo's doing a really good job moving their feet. Now Ben Rice. Henry trying to pick his pocket. The long 3 from Whalen. And that one's no good. Jumbo's fighting for the board. Nicely done by Theo Henry to make him fall. Gettings tried to go for the alley-oop, but they're going to get a blocking foul down low there. I believe it's going to be against Shanefield. That's going to be his 4th foul. Gettings and Henry not on the same page there, but it's going to send Gettings to the line.
Yeah, what happened there is, when you have a smaller player like Shanefield going up against Truman Gettings, Shanefield didn't do too much, but what happened is he kind of undercut him just a bit. And Shanefield just that kind of at that smaller height moves a little bit. All of a sudden, Gettings ends up kind of falling on him. They're going to consider that a block. I mean, kind of a bailout call. We would have liked to see the alley-oop. That would have been pretty cool, though.
Gettings makes the first as Shanefield now has 4 fouls. Not quite sure if he knows that. I believe his coach calling it out to him. But 4 fouls, of course, 5 to foul out in college hoops. He's got to be careful the rest of the 7 minutes. Gettings up with the second, but no good. Now Shanefield handling for the Camels. He's got it. Looking to pass, finds Baxter. Now Whalen. Back to Shanefield. Cohen doing a nice job moving with him. Shanefield up with the scoop layup. Almost made it. They get a foul on the floor on Gettings. Ben Rice, the beneficiary, but it's going to be on the floor as Brady and Rogers with Thorner and Morris and Aronson. Wholesale change here for the Jumbos.
Yeah, you got to expect this is kind of the Jumbos closing lineup, Give him a couple more minutes, kind of put it a little further away. All of a sudden, then you kind of empty out the bench once again.
Yeah, the Jumbos have gone 11 deep on their bench today. So really good job from the coach. Of course, Brandon Linton in his first year as head coach for the Jumbos. Camels doing a nice job inside. Shanefield, the long 3. And that one no good. It's definitely a goaltend. They're going to wave that basket off. And also a shot clock violation. So Jumbos now getting set to put the ball in.
Yeah, good job by Luke Rogers down low. That forced that pass out there, and that's like, what, a 35-foot shot. That you are going to live with that if you're the Jumbos. Forcing it down to the shot clock, especially when you're up by this many points. Take all the time you can off that clock. Great job, and it looks like that. I don't even know what just happened there.
Yeah, Aronson tried to get the ball into Rogers, but looked like he tripped trying to catch it. Whalen fakes a 3. Outside, there's Baxter. Baxter stepping on that end line. It's going to be Jumbo ball. And a rough turnover there from the Camels, and no malintent behind that ball throw. Just clipped Morris.
Yeah, those are, talk about unforced errors. That you can't have. There's some, good plays, good steals, good blocks. When you step on the baseline like that, that's just a killer. When you're down 15 with 5.5 to go, you really can't have that.
Yeah, and 15 turnovers for the Camels as Rogers inside. Going up, gets it to go over the strong and straight up defense from the Camels. No foul down there. Jumbo shooting 2 shots the rest of the way on all fouls that are non-offensive. Conn College now trying to make something happen. Down by their largest deficit of the day, 17 points. Jumbo's lead 55-38. Their defense has turned it on in the second half. Camels have gone cold, Cam Shanefield included.
Yeah, and really, Gerard Flynn hasn't been doing that much. It's a really good job. I mean, he's the leading scorer for Conn College, and the Jumbos have done a great job. And it's really started on their perimeter defense. They are doing a really good job just taking away lanes to drive. Overall, you've seen that throughout. It allows you to get in good defensive sets.
As Whalen hits the 3 and cuts the Jumbo lead, an immediate timeout there called by Coach Tim Sweeney and Conn College. And Coach Linton's going to talk this one over. But the Jumbos lead now 14 points. And Scott, if I'm Coach Sweeney right now, I'm going to a full court press.
Absolutely. I think the Jumbos have got, if you're Coach Sweeney, you're seeing the Jumbos, you said they've gotten way too comfortable in their offensive set. They've done that's the problem really with the zone, is it does a really good job. It can throw you off, but a good team and a good coach can come out of half, have that time, and really game plan for it. We've seen that right now, and I think it is time for Coach Sweeney to throw something else, out of the back, from his pocket onto the court. Probably the full court press. Wouldn't be surprised maybe if they if I think they'll stay in the zone, but they might try to play even more aggressive, double team up top maybe. Something that, leads to quick turnovers, because you have both the score and the clock really working against you right now.
That's right, Scott. What do the Jumbos need to do to get through that press, that full court press?
Quick passes. Don't allow keep the ball to the middle of the floor as much as you can. Don't get trapped in the sideline. It's really, frankly, it's the same thing we talk about in a zone, right? Don't allow yourself to get double teamed against the baseline, against the sideline. Same thing applies to the full court press. So, and it also starts with the inbounder. Make the right pass initially. If you can get it to the center of the floor, that's best. We'll see what happens. As you might guess, it looks like we have 4 Camels standing in the front court.
Yeah, and just that one in Andrew Hartel sticking with Luke Rogers. We're going to see how the Jumbos go with their press break, how well they can execute it. Will Brady can run that baseline. They get it to Aronson, back to Brady. And they'll break the press easily. Thorner, the pass. Aronson outside. Jumbos can reset, but Aronson inside. The little floater, no good. Rogers going up for it, but can't make it fall.
Ask Tyler Aronson after the game. He'll say pass all the way. It wasn't, but we will. The Jumbos will definitely take it. It was a good job breaking the press. You saw those really quick passes. No one held on to the ball for more than a second and a half. Honestly, I think you just slow it down. I don't even know if we needed that floater yet. Take more time off the clock.
Right, Scott. I was about to say, you love Morris passing up that shot as Rogers hits the first free throw. You love Morris passing up that shot, but Aronson seeing a lane and driving about 5 seconds later doesn't help you all that much, but can't argue with the results at the line. Rogers hits 2.
Yeah, it's a really big dilemma because Aronson is wide open from like 4 feet away. That's a money shot any point in the game. It's just, do you want that or do you want to kill more time? Which is more important?
Shanefield gets it inside. Flynn got it inside to looked like Hartel, who gets fouled down there by Rogers. Looked like a lot of ball, but again, the officials definitely have a better vantage point than we do.
Yeah, and Luke Rogers is not one to hide his frustration if he thinks a call went the wrong way. And that time, he didn't really have that much of a reaction, more like oh, you got me. It was definitely a foul.
Hartel up with the first, and it's good for the big. Hartel leading scorer for the Camels in this one. He's got 9. Hit all 3 of his free throws so far. The 4th up, and good as well. So Hartel now with 10, the only player in double figures for the Camels. Aronson beating the press with his speed, finds Morris in the corner, back out. There's Brady, and the Camels will get set in their zone once again. Jumbos have a lot of time left, both on the shot clock. 4 minutes in the game clock after this possession, and a foul down low. Looks like they're going to get Thorner. And they do. Believe that's going to be his 3rd.
And also the team's 5th, so that could make a difference. Like you said, we'll be very close to 1-1 territory here for the Camels.
Jumbo's still sticking with that man defense. It's worked for them so far, limiting the Camels to 43 points in the game. Schoenfeld stepping back, looking to pass, finds Rice. Hartel up top, not a threat from out there. Looking to pass, finds Rice. Around the off-ball screen, inside to Hartel, and Will Brady takes it away. Jumbo's looking inside for Rogers. A Conn College collision leads to some Dylan Thorner points.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an unforced error from Conn College. No one's fault. I mean, you respect the hustle, both going for the ball, but and it was a tipped pass, I believe, that led to that, hence the confusion. But, you know, the Jumbos are the beneficiaries of frankly, chaos. And 16 with 3:45 to go. It's really getting to that time where it's just about out of reach.
And a really good job by Dylan Thorner to stick with that play. Conn College looked like they had that steal wrapped up, but a collision down there on the tipped pass leads the ball to the hands of Dylan Thorner, who makes him pay. Jumbos lead 59-43, and 3:45 left on the clock. Certainly not over, though. Coach Sweeney can employ a variety of full-court presses with those quick guards and can even this one up, send it to overtime, even win it in regulation. You know, only 16 points left, 3:45 to go.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see, you know, what both coaches do. I think Coach Sweeney more likely to leave pretty much all his starters out. I'll be interested to see what we do on the Jumbo side, you know, whether it's time to give the starters a break or, you know, who comes back out. I mean, second game of back-to-back, have a couple days off, but, you know, you do have a game Tuesday, then Friday, Saturday as well, to close out the regular season. It does look like, at the very least, most starters are out, but I think Luke Rogers is going to take a breather, probably for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you know, 16 points left. If you can getting some run time here and you can keep this lead, then Rogers' day could be done. But, again, posting another double-double for Tufts. 18 points and 11 boards for him. Jumbos have 3 players in double figures. It's Rogers, McLaren, and Morris as Flint drives against Brady. And they get Brady for the foul. Gettings the block after the fact, but they're going to get a foul on Will Brady. Jumbos have 6 now. Will Brady in the game has 2. 6 points to Will Brady as well. 2 of 7 from deep in this one.
And Jaron Flint only with 4 going into these shots, averaging well over 15 a game.
Jumbos have done an excellent job containing him as that first free throw is up and no good. Not a lot of rotation on that ball. Jumbo leads still 16. Conn College looking to cut the deficit. Flynn at the line. And misses both. And again, Scott, we've talked about free throws in close games. Seems like countless times here, those 2 definitely hurt from Flynn as Thorner almost dribbles it out of bounds, but gets bailed out by Flynn, who tips it out.
You do respect the hustle, though, by Flynn. It's easy to get dejected after missing those 2 really big free throws for your team. But, you know, he does come back, gets a hand on that ball. Again, something that won't show up on the stat sheet, but coaches appreciate it, even in games that seem like they're too far out of reach.
And Scott, Coach Linton deciding to go with Luke Rogers on this offensive possession at least, but it looks like Gettings isn't done. Brady around to Thorner. Thorner the 3, and that could be the nail in the coffin, Scott. Great shot there from Dylan Thorner to extend the lead, 62-43.
That's probably going to be it.
Whalen still working hard for Conn College. There's Rice on the perimeter. Picking it up is Hartel. Schoenfeld. Hartel inside, working on Rogers. Can't get it to go over him. And now Dylan Thorner bringing up the ball for Tufts with just 2:42 left to go. Aronson now finds Morris on that wing. Morris inside to Rogers, who turns, puts it up with the left, but no good from him. Now the Camels need to push. Flynn on Brady. Flynn, nice move inside for Hartel, but not on the same page and off his hands, out of bounds.
Yeah, one of those classic turnovers where the guard and the big man are not in sync. You know, it's not a bad pass. It was just a little too forceful, and you didn't allow Hartel to get set up. And it's hard when you're for a big man to, you know, react like that, to be able to kind of catch that ball. Oh, I think that's a...
And they get a foul on Whalen, so Thorner is going to be at the line now to shoot 2. Jumbo's in the double bonus now. So Thorner looking to extend the lead to be the largest of the day. They've limited the Camels to 43 points. They've been winning the turnover battle 17-13. And now Dylan Thorner at the line looking to extend this one to 20 plus.
Yeah, and Thorner has a respectable 8 on the day going into these shots. It's not like, and they just haven't had to use him that much. I mean, you've gone a lot, especially in the second half. You've had a really balanced attack. You know, Brady, Morris, obviously Rogers contributing as he always does. Just a lot of weapons that the Jumbos are able to take advantage of. So it's not necessarily a down day by any means for Thorner. I mean, he's only had to take 4 shots, and you know, Jumbos are up by 20.
That's right. Scott spreading the volume around. Second one good for Dylan Thorner. So that's now 4 Jumbos in double figures. Thorner with 10, Morris with 10, McLaren with 10, and Rogers, of course, with 18. Dylan Thorner 10, 3, and 3 between those rebounds and assists. Again, and an efficient 10 points.
And a nice applause from the Jumbos fan base as Rogers takes what will probably be his final seat of the day.
Hartel, nice move around Gettings. Conn College back in their full court press. Brady able to beat it. Now Thorner bringing it back out for the Jumbos. Pass in the corner to Morris. Now Thorner up top. They'll run their play with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Kai Champion gets set to check in the game. Now Thorner. Nice move, but taken away, and Schoenfeld on the fast break. No foul from the Jumbos, but Schoenfeld missing. Looked like maybe tipped by Brady. It's going to go back in the Jumbo direction as we've got 2 new Jumbos to enter. That's going to be Kai Champion and Eric DeBrine.
Yeah, good, you know, getting everyone some playing time. Definitely might as well, especially, you know, with a huge week coming up. You want your starters, you want your regulars well rested.
Coming in as well is going to be Chris Bortz for Truman Gettings. And still needing to run this full court press break, Morris back to Champion. Champion breaks it with ease. Finds Bortz on the perimeter, but Bortz not a threat from there. Morris up top. Champion handling for the Jumbos finds DeBrine. In the corner, there's Aronson, who drives baseline, finds Morris. Morris, 7 seconds left on the shot clock, finds DeBrine. DeBrine the 3, and it falls for DeBrine. Eric DeBrine, the senior from Redwood City, California, making it fall from deep. And entering for him is going to be Kieran Kindig. Jumbo's emptying their bench here. Jackson Patton will also enter for the Jumbos. And looks like Coach Linton has decided to let the younger guys play. And some of the older guys too, I guess. You know, you've got 2 seniors there between Kindig and DeBrine.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, you know, obviously you want to get the younger guys playing time who probably won't be playing, you know, in closer games. But also, I mean, especially if for players you feel like you need, you know, the minutes just to, you know, get that game action. Even on the older side, sometimes players just want to stay in. And, you know, and a coach will really, really appreciate that. You know, maybe it's to work with the young players. Maybe it's to get their own game back into shape. But either way, yeah, definitely might as well, you know, empty out the bench, get everyone some minutes here. And what has turned out to be a pretty much of a blowout.
Yeah, and Coach Sweeney deciding to do the same with his Camels, giving a little bit of run time to some of his newer players. Lewis passes to Mitchell. Mitchell drives. Back to Lewis. Nice pass inside. And that's Ryan Banks finishing, the freshman for the Camels. They'll still run this full court press. DeBrine gets it into his man Champion. Around there's Patton. Back to Champion. Got to get it over the timeline, and they do with the pass to Patton. And 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Jackson Patton handling for the Jumbos. In the corner, back to DeBrine. Now Patton. Patton brings it back out. 10 seconds left. Champion's got it. Champion to Patton. Patton fakes back to Champion. The long 3. and an air ball no good and a shot clock violation. 12 seconds left, and Scott, this one looks all but finished here in Cousins. Jumbos lead 67-47. The Camels are going to take one final possession, though. In the corner, there's Baxter. And Baxter makes it fall, some garbage time points. 1.3 seconds left, and Patton will dribble it out. And that'll do it here, folks. Jumbo's final score, 67-50. They take down the Connecticut College Camels and move to 5-2 in conference play.
Yeah, and for the first time in all season, above 500 overall, now sitting at 10-9. It must, you can kind of tell on the team they're having more fun on the bench. They're really into it, especially what a change from those first few games where, as the losses piled up, you could tell the team was feeling it. Now, having won 8 of their past 10, sitting right, vying for the top of the NESCAC. The Jumbos are in a much different place than they were, this time in November or January, and it feels in November and December, and it feels really good.
That's right, Scott, and a great overall effort in that second half helped propel the Jumbos to a 17-point win when it was so tight in that first half. They outscored the Camels by 19 in the second half, out-rebound the Camels by 7 in the second half, but really just an all-around balanced attack. They have 4 players in double figures, but most importantly, take this win 67-50 here at Cousins Gymnasium. Thank you for joining us here on JumboCast. I'm Sam Brillon. I was on the play-by-play commentary, joined by Scott Blatt on the color commentary. A special shout-out to our director, Henry Stahl. And once again, thank you for joining us. Please stay home safely.
So hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.